Deontay Wilder, the former WBC heavyweight champion, enjoyed an impressive career early on, remaining undefeated in 40 fights, with 39 of those victories coming by knockout. His dominance in the ring was unquestioned until he met British boxer Tyson Fury. In their first encounter, Fury was returning after a long hiatus and, despite being knocked down twice, managed to secure a draw on the judges' scorecards. Following that fight, Wilder quickly bounced back, knocking out Dominic Breazeale in the first round and defeating Luis Ortiz in 7 rounds. However, when he faced Fury for the second time, Wilder experienced the kind of loss he had been handing out to opponents for years. Fury completely outclassed him, winning by stoppage in the 7th round. Their third and final fight was more competitive, but Wilder was knocked out again, sealing Fury's dominance over him. Since those defeats, Wilder has had mixed results. He secured a win against Robert Helenius, but has suffered back-to-back losses against Joseph Parker by unanimous decision, and Zhilei Zhang by knockout in the 5th round. Despite these setbacks, it's not just the losses that have raised concerns among fans and analysts. Rather, it's the change in Wilder's fighting style. He now fights more cautiously, lacking the same aggressive and dangerous presence he once had. This change has led many boxing experts to suggest that Wilder might consider retirement. Among those voices is James Toney, a former 3-weight world champion. In a recent interview with Fight Hub TV, Toney shared his thoughts on Wilder's career, offering harsh criticism of both his past opponents and his fighting style. Toney, known for his toughness and longevity in the sport, has often been critical of modern boxers, suggesting that today's fighters wouldn't last in his era. Reflecting on Wilder's career, Toney called him a one-trick pony, implying that Wilder's success was built on a single powerful punch rather than a well-rounded skill set. "Deontay Wilder and that bomb stuff, everyone bought into it," Toney said. "I told people to look at who he's fighting. He was fighting easy opponents. If I had faced those guys, I would have knocked them out in 2 or 3 rounds too. They built him up, but when it was time for him to prove himself, he failed. He wasn't ready for the top level. It's sad to see what's happened to him, but that's just how it is." Deontay was a one-trick pony. Toney's criticism isn't entirely new, as he has long argued that modern fighters don't measure up to those of his own generation. Despite losing 10 fights in his career, Toney was never knocked out, and he is often praised for his durability and toughness. With 92 fights under his belt, many felt Toney continued fighting for too long, and he faced similar calls to retire later in his career. Now, some in the boxing world are urging Wilder to consider the same,